So guys, while we wait for the little ferret to load up, we're going to have some fun today. We're going to go through, we're going to have a look at... you're not going to believe this, guys. You're really not going to believe this. But Young Turks is defending cuties. Yeah. Remember that show? The thing that made Netflix's cancellation rate jump to 800%? That thing? Yeah. Look, obviously there's a pandemic. Some people would have cancelled due to that, but I don't know. It's really hard to get past that trending page, isn't it? You know? But anyway. But Young Turks has come out and has defended cuties. And this is literally, this has to be the biggest joke ever. I can't believe that they're actually defending this. But let's jump into it. Let's do a little bit of a video response because the Young Turks, the media shills that they are, the establishment shill they are, because I'd like to claim that they're not, right? I like to claim that they're, we're free surrounded. No, you're part of the establishment. You're part of the clogs of the machine. Right? You're not against the clogs, Jank. You're fucking in the machine, right? But regardless, let's jump into it.
Are intentionally pushing a false narrative about a new Netflix film that actually denounces the hypersexualization of young girls, and the
you gotta love it, right? This new show is apparently denouncing the hypersexuality of young girls. That's what they're claiming, right? Now, while they're saying that, let's all look the video to the left of the screen that's currently being played while she's saying that. So just ignore this part of the screen right here, right? Ignore that. Ignore Anna and the that face because you'll probably sleep better at night. But regardless, just pay attention to the screen that's on the left side, right? There's this little video from Netflix here. Let's just all watch this while Anna Kastarian is literally sitting there claiming that this video is denouncing the hypersexuality of young girls. Let's just play this part yet again.
Conservatives are intentionally pushing a false narrative about a new Netflix film that actually denounces the hypersexualization of young girls. And the reason why they're intentionally...
Anna, are you even trying at this point, Anna? Are you even trying? Or is it just that this movie was so bad, the best parts of it were still literally debunking your points? This video is against the hypersexuality of young teens, right? Says the girl
that
literally has
the hypersexualization of young girls
playing on the left side of her screen. By this stage, you must be sitting there thinking, could we have picked a better clip than some girl being very sexual with her dancing moves? I don't know. I'm just saying, next time you want to try and prove a point, maybe putting a clip that's sort of proving your point that you're arguing might be worthwhile having a shot at. But, hey, just saying.
And the reason why they're intentionally spreading disinformation about the film is because it's not a secret. They're trying to rile up QAnon conspiracy theorists who are honestly an ever-growing presence within the Republican electorate. And so,
except for the fact that the guy who gave this movie an award at Sundance was arrested for pedophilia. Did you do any research, Anna, at all? Did you sit there and think the guy that gave this award at the Sundance Film Festival was literally arrested for pedophilia? Hey, it's just a conspiracy theory, guys. Nothing to look here. Don't pay attention to the movie. Don't pay attention to the fact that I can't play half of that movie on a stream because I'd probably have the cops knocking on my door saying, freeze, you're under arrest. There's a reason why Netflix's cancellation rate has jumped to 800%. I think it was 800%. There's a reason for it. We were warning people before this movie came out. Mainly because we saw the poster. The one that they changed. Because it was hypersexualizing girls, for example. But don't worry, I'm sure they're going to get on to the point where Trump is bad. I'm sure they're going to segue into somehow this is Trump's fault, right? Let's see.
So QAnon, for those of you who might not have been following this story, has this ridiculous conspiratorial ideology alleging that there is a cabal of satanic, or Satan worshipers who also happen to be pedophiles running a global sex trafficking ring involving children.
Jeffrey Epstein, are you intentionally lying to your audience? Have you not heard the name Jeffrey Epstein? Prince Andrew, what has he been wanting to be questioned over? What was Jeffrey Epstein arrested for? What has Glenwell Maxwell been arrested for? She's been arrested for trafficking young girls. Guys, there's no cabal. There's no elites running pedophile rings. Okay, no elites running pedophile rings. Please stop looking into this. Okay, nobody look into the elites running a pedophilia ring. But wait, hang on. Jeffrey Epstein got arrested. Shh. Glenn Maxwell got arrested. Shh. They want to question Prince Andrew. Shh. Or Philip, or whatever his name is. Not to mention the fact that Hillary Clinton's husband, Bill, flew on the Lolita Express 26 times. Not to mention the fact that Jeffrey Epstein was some of the friends with Harvey Weinstein, who, got caught, on young girl actresses. This is the sort of guy that Jeffrey Epstein was hanging around. Some guy that likes to stick cigars in a woman's you-know-what, and some guy that likes to on a young actress. Do you think maybe the rumours might be a little true here, Anna? Do you think? But this is the thing, the Young Turks are deliberately lying to their audience. If you're a member of the Young Turks right now, and you're seeing this, and you're sitting there thinking, oh no, this is fine. They're lying to you. They're not part of the anti-establishment. They are the establishment. Jank might like to sit there and go on about how he's not a cog in the machine. He is the cog. He's a big cog. But let's keep going.
Children, these pedophiles are also allegedly trying to plot against Trump. Now they're being provoked by these prominent conservatives, including Ted Cruz, who claim that Cuties is promoting pedophilia. Now,
except the guy who gave an award at Sundance was arrested for pedophilia. France, where this film was made, right before this film came out, a year or so before the film came out, France had a huge pedophile problem. They went around and rounded a bunch of them up. Maybe they missed one. I'm just saying, maybe we want to start looking at the director, because it takes a few years to make a film, right? Just saying.
According to The Verge, conservative provocateurs like Steven Crowder and conspiracy theorists like Alex Jones dedicated videos to calling out the leftist media and that praised Cuties. Writers and personalities from conservative publications like the Daily Caller and Breitbart also criticized the film's content. Now, again, let me reiterate, the whole point of the film is to draw.
I just want to say, I'm very, very upset the fact that my name was not mentioned. I'm just saying.
Attention to condemn the hypersexualization of young girls.
They're going to condemn the hypersexuality of young girls by hypersexualizing young girls. There's literally a scene in this movie, from what I've heard, where a 11-year-old lifts up her chest, lifts up her top to show her chest. We're going to hypersexualize young girls. Why? Because we want to raise awareness to hypersexualizing young girls. Woo! From what I've heard, it's similar scene to what you'll see at a sort of like a drunken frat party. She just lifts it up. Bare-chested. From what I've understood. Like I said, I'm not watching the show. I don't want to get arrested for a start, and I don't really want to watch that shit. But, you know, this is the show the Young Turks is trying to defend right now. No, Netflix has not done anything wrong. They're not hypersexualizing young girls. By the way, we're hypersexualizing young girls to raise awareness of hypersexualizing young girls, but we're not the mental gymnastics that Anna is doing right now. There's a reason why she's doing the screwed up face. It's because she's trying to justify it to herself. But regardless.
In that context, certainly.
And that's what I don't get, right? They're literally sitting there saying, the young conservatives are getting people riled up because they claim in this film it's sexualizing young girls. By the way, this film is sexualizing young girls to prove a point that it's sexualizing young girls is bad. Right? So the conservatives are right when they're claiming that the young girls are being sexualized in this film? Right? Like, you do realise that you're literally making the conservatives right. But
matters. But of course, conservatives leave that context out and make it appear as though this is nothing more than a film that's just attempting to sexualize children and lure in pedophiles. That is not the case. Now, Ted Cruz, for instance, one of the right-wingers who tweeted about this said, Netflix is trying to profit from the sexual exploitation of young children through its latest film, Cuties. That's not right. As a parent, I find it disturbing. Then you have another right-winger.
I don't always agree with Ted Cruz. More times than not I do, but I don't always agree with him. But in this, I 100% agree with him. As a parent, if I was a parent, I would be pissed at Netflix right now. But
Tulsi Gabbard tweeting, Cuties will certainly wet the...
Oh my God, there's a right-winger for you. Everybody, the right-wingers are up in arms about the sexualizing of young girls. By the way, they did sexualize the young girls because they're trying to prove a point that sexualizing young girls is bad. But the right-wingers are all evil, and they're all going on a crusade about this. By the way, Tulsi Gabbard has also talked about it. You know, the left, Tulsi Gabbard, the one that's running as a Democrat, Tulsi Gabbard, that one. By the way, shoe on head, who's literally a Bernie bro, mind you, has also gone on about it. Vash, I think he is. I think even Vash has gone on about it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Destiny and some of these other leftists have gone on about it either. So it's kind of a thing where we're all sitting there saying, you know, hey, this is bad. There was a meme going around on the internet where it was like the left authoritarians and the left anti-authoritarians, the right authoritarians and the right anti-authoritarians, all four squares are going on about how bad Netflix is. At once, all parties, all sides, all groups are in complete agreement. Netflix is cancelled because of this. The only people that are defending it are the establishment media and the Young Turks. I'm just saying. The only people defending this are the establishment media and the Young Turks. Do you think they're anti-establishment still? Just saying. Or do you think they might be paid oppo?
Appetite of pedophiles and help fuel the child sex trafficking trade. 1 in 4 victims of trafficking are children. It happened to my friend's 13-year-old daughter. Netflix, you are now complicit. # cancel Netflix. She then later said that she canceled Netflix herself. But here's the problem. Most of the people who have these criticisms haven't actually watched the film. So Cenk, let me give you a little bit of background and then we'll bring you in. Cuties is a French movie that critiques society's sexualization of girls. The movie follows an 11-year-old Senegalese girl living in Paris who dreams of joining a local dance clique. She decides to protest her parents' strict household and join the other girls in dancing their way through competitions, trying to make a name for themselves.
What type of dance clique is it? Anna? What type of dance clique is it? Is it a 11-year-old twerking dance clique that you might be leaving out? You know, considering you've already shown some of the dance moves that they're doing, do you think it might be a twerking dance crew? I'm just saying, 11-year-old twerking. Do you think everybody might be upset for a reason? But no, it's fine.
Cuties uses uncomfortable images to provoke a serious conversation about the sexualization of girls, especially regarding girls of color, the policing of girls' sexuality, double standards, the effect of social media on kids, and how children learn these behaviors. And that was actually a review written by Monica Castillo on RogerEbert.com. And so, Cenk, I want to get your thoughts on all of this.
All right. So first of all, there is no legitimate Republican Party anymore. So if you catch any,
really, yeah, there's no GOP. Fuck everybody. We should just not vote in November. I get what he's meaning. He's meaning that the party has formed into the party of what they call the party of Trump. It's a populist party now. It's changed. That's not a bad thing, Cenk. That doesn't mean the GOP still doesn't exist. But here's the thing, right? The GOP was establishment. It is now formed into something that is not an establishment. And now Cenk, who's anti-establishment, quote, is now claiming that the party that was establishment no longer is a valid party. It's like he's saying you've got to be establishment to be an established party, isn't it? I don't know. That's the way I'm seeing it. He's literally criticizing a party because they've become anti-establishment. He's now claiming they don't exist, that they're no longer a valid party because they're no longer establishment. It's a little bit on the nose there, Cenk, isn't it? Like you're claiming just because someone's no longer a part of the deep state, the cog in the machine, they're no longer a valid party? What does it say about you, buddy?
So-called reporter talking about, mainstream Republicans. They're basically lying to you. Which mainstream Republicans? Doing what? Ted Cruz is a bastion of the Republican Party. He's a United States Senator from Texas. He's not alone. All these guys. I mean, Lara Trump, part of the Trump family, going in and campaigning with people who say 2,000 Muslims dead isn't enough, and we're looking forward to another 2,000 more. Total lunatics. So in this case,
I have never heard about that line, that statement. If that's true, and if it is true, it's a big if. I want to see sources. I want to see sources that are not anonymous. Because I'm sick of hearing about all these anonymous sources that supposedly happen. And they've only just happened since Trump has been elected. You know, it's always anonymous sources now. And they never really end up being legit. They're normally always full of shit. But regardless.
The film is against sexualizing young.
But it sexualizes young girls while claiming to be against sex. It's like someone claiming they're against pedophilia and then going and making a pedophile. Wait, it's the exact same thing. Who would have thought?
Kids. But they don't care about what's true. All they care about is probably, they know that their lies will be aided and abetted by
that moment where you can't keep the thoughts straight in your head. because you know how far off the reservation you are gone. How far off the reservation you are gone, where you literally have to sit there and defend Netflix, the establishment, the cog in the machine, one cog defending another cog, isn't it? Because of a cancellation rate that's like 800%. There's a reason why people are cancelling this film. And by the way, it's not everybody that hasn't seen it. Shoe on Head, who is a Bernie bro, she watched it. She watched the film. And even she said it's as bad as what everybody is saying. That is an informed decision of someone who's actually watched it.
Fox News, Ted Cruz goes on with Maria Bartiromo. She helps him. They both pretend the movie is child porn. It's like one of the most outrageous accusations I've ever seen.
I wouldn't say child porn. I wouldn't say it's that, but it's vastly approaching it. It's that very blurry line that no one is saying, oh, I don't know if anyone's saying it's child porn, but they're saying it's sexualizing children. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the same as child porn.
And then they play the clip of the movie that Ted Cruz claims is child porn on the interview. So even if you believe in Ted Cruz's ideology and you thought it was child porn, well then Maria Bartiromo and the executives at Fox News should be arrested because they just showed the same exact thing.
It's just so transparently disingenuous.
Like I said, people are, and this is the thing, shifting goalposts. They first started this by claiming that conservatives were sexualized. They were claiming that conservatives were sexualizing young kids. Now all of a sudden it's changed from that to now they're claiming it's child porn. Goalposts, can you please come back? My problem with Cuties isn't that it's child porn. It's not child porn. It's pretty close to it. It's about as close as you can get legally. But my problem is that it's sexualizing young girls. 11-year-olds. Really? This is the smart that you want to defend. Jank and Anna, here they are, bastions, who are defending Netflix for putting up a program or a movie that sexualizes young girls. Well done, young Turks. This is your crowning moment. Yeah, you go, Jank, you go, Anna. You defend that child exploitation. You know, oh, but it's showing the dangers of child exploitation. Well, child exploiting people. Are you kidding me? I don't need to make a child porn, which I would never do anyway, but I don't need to make child porn to show the dangers of child porn. There are other ways of raising awareness. Believe me, I think the cancellation on Netflix has shown people generally don't need to see this smut before they realize how bad it is.
And we actually have that clip, which we'll get to in just a minute. And what's also important about that clip is it's just jarring in how transparent it is in making it about this election, right? And that's how you know they're trying to rile up QAnon conspiracy theorists, which is dangerous because these are the types of people who walk into random pizzerias in DC that they're accusing of running child sex trafficking rings with no evidence.
The guy was an actor. You do realize he had an international movie database actor, right? And by the way, Pizzagate is not about that pizza shop. That's not how it started. That's what it was shifted to. Pizzagate was a bunch of elites running a pedophile ring. Do we need to talk to Maxwell? Because that's literally what she got arrested for. Was the exact same thing that Pizzagate started with.
Evidence whatsoever. Someone could have gotten killed when that happened a few years ago. So there are
people are dying at Black Lives Matter now. Where's your outrage? Oh my God, someone could have died because he walked into the pizza shop. That actor, by the way, walked into a pizza shop with a gun. Mind you, Black Lives Matter is so proud. Black Lives Matter is so important. A Black Lives Matter activist literally walked into a restaurant and shot 3 people on the weekend. Anna, we actually have a case where someone walks into a restaurant and shoots 3 people who is a part of the Black Lives Matter group. Now, was it because of that? We don't know. But it's literally a member of the Black Lives Matter group walked into a restaurant, shot 2 white people and a black guy. Waiting for your outrage on that.
Actual ramifications and consequences to this, but they don't care. They're gonna go ahead and you do the dog whistles. They're gonna rile up some of the...
And the Young Turks won't cover that shooting. And if they do, they'll downplay it. They'll downplay it and claim that it was not a part of the Black Lives Matter group, even though he was a member. By the way, what about the Trump supporter who got shot by the Black Lives Matter group? Did you downplay that? Did you not care about that? Did you dog whistle about that, Anna?
The most unhinged individuals in this country, knowing...
Black Lives Matter shot a Trump supporter. Projection is an amazing thing, Anna. You really need to look up the definition.
Full well how dangerous that could really be. And
Black Lives
in the
Matter.
very beginning, there actually was some legitimate criticism, but it wasn't toward the film. It was toward the way Netflix was promoting the film. So for instance, if you're in France and you come across any type of promotion of the film, you might come across this movie poster, right? And so it shows the young girls, they're on the street, they're dancing, they look like they're having a good time. When Netflix promoted it, they used this imagery and they honestly misrepresented what the film is really.
We're done, guys. We're done. And it just literally proves the point for us. Thanks, Anna. Yeah. Way to go. They're not sexualizing young kids at all. By the way, this is the dance click. One girl is literally twerking on the ground. Another 2 have got bent knees twerking. And the third one's doing a little cheerleader out there. They're not sexualizing young girls at all. Everybody, you're free. You're fine. Everybody go about your lives. Everything's done. Everything's fine. The Netflix, there's no reason to cancel your Netflix subscriptions at all. This is the problem with the establishment, right? Is the fact that they have to jump through so many hoops. They have to go through and they have to defend things that literally go against their morale. Because they're soulless things. They're cogs in a machine. They get told what to say. They get told what to do. They've got to keep within the machine. They've got to keep the machine turning. And sometimes it means that you have to defend Netflix for putting out smut like this. Remember that next time Jank is sitting there claiming to be not part of the machine. Next time Jank is sitting there claiming to be anti-establishment, not part of the establishment machine, and he's a Bernie bro, he's part of the anti-establishment. Remember that when they're claiming that. Remember this video when Jank is claiming to be not part of the cog of the machine. Because the only people that were defending this show were establishments. And people claiming not to be establishment, apparently.
About in the text included in the in the tweet. So they said something along the lines of Amy becomes fascinated with a twerking dance crew. No, but that's not what the movie is about. And if you...
It is about that. She joins a twerking dance crew. That's the dance click. It's a twerking dance click. How can you sit there and lie to your audience like this? You're lying to people, Anna. That's literally the dance crew that she's joining is a dance clique that twerks.
See that imagery and you see those words, then yeah, you're gonna be super suspicious about this movie. And so there was, I think, justified criticism toward that, and Netflix apologized for it. But it's not in any way representative of what the film is actually about. Now I want to talk about the hypocrisy, because that's the most important part of all of this.
Let me guess. This is the part where Trump is bad, right? Trump is bad, everybody. We're coming up to Orange Man bad part now.
So these QAnon conspiracy theorists think that Donald Trump is the savior, that he's the good guy who wants to do something about child trafficking. He wants to do something about pedophilia. He wants to do something about young girls being hypersexualized, except.
And he has. Over 3,000 people. Actually, I probably should bring up this article, actually, to be honest, because it's actually. From last I heard, here. Now, former Navy SEAL, 3,000 elite pedophiles arrested. Media is silent. Former Navy SEAL Craig Swayer says that over 3,000 pedophiles belonging to an elite satanic pedophile ring have been arrested amidst a total blackout by the mainstream media and the Young Turks, who's also the mainstream media. Speaking with InfoWars Magazima at the NRA's annual convention, Sawyer says that intelligence insiders have confirmed that Trump vowed to take the elite pedophile ring down in Washington DC is already been fulfilled. Now, unfortunately, we can't watch that video of him talking about that because the InfoWars channel has been taken down. Funny, that isn't it? That there have been thousands of arrests when it comes to pedophiles in the US. In fact, there's actually word going around the InfoWeb that around 8,000 in Europe are about to be arrested if they have not already. I can't get into details, but I heard that about a month ago.
Donald Trump has profited handsomely off of hypersexualizing young girls. And in fact, at one point...
Young girls, you mean teenagers, right? You mean girls that are 16, 17, 18? I presume you're talking about his teen beauty pageants, which he was a co-owner of, by the way. Not the owner, co-owner. And they weren't 11, Anna. Are you really going now where hypersexualizing young girls is okay because they're showing the dangers of it? By the way, Trump is just as bad because see this 11-year-old joining a twerking dance crew. Well, Donald Trump walked around a locker's room of a girl who was 16, 17 or 18. Is that where you're going, Anna? Is that what you're saying? Are you really going to go there, Anna? That a 16, 17, 18-year-old is the same as sexualizing a 11-year-old? Is that where we're going, Anna? Are you really going to go there? Really, Anna? 11 and 16.
It was revealed that when he was running Miss Teen USA.
Teen! 15, 16, 17, 18, not 11! There's a reason why pedophilia is 11-year-olds and 16 in Australia is legal. 18 in Australia is legal. 11-year-olds aren't. My freaking God, are you... I watched this clip about a week ago and I was so furious. I was going to cover this on the live show. We were supposed to do a live show on the weekend, but I was going to cover it then. But, like, are you for real? 11! The girls in the movie were 11! Twerking! Showing their tops, lifting their tops up! By the way, the same people that were cancelling Dark Girls and Miss and, you know, the GP girls and all those sort of, you know, those cheerleaders, the one that wanted to go for the cheerleaders. They're the same ones defending 11-year-olds joining a dance crew. The mental gymnastics is amazing. 11-year-old dance crew, which twerks, is okay. But a 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, whatever age these girls were that were doing their Dark Girls. These girls that were doing the GP. The grid girls. They're bad. Grid girls, bad. 11-year-olds twerking, perfectly fine. Let's defend that one. The same people that were going on about the sexualizing of Dark Girls and Grid Girls are defending 11-year-olds in a Netflix smut film called Cuties, who join a twerk group at the age of 11. This is the mental gymnastics the left does. After you hit legal age, after you're 18, I don't care if you want to be a grid girl. I don't care if you want to be a dark girl. I don't care if you want to be a porn star. You're the legal age, you're fine. But I'm sure it's not going to defend an 11-year-old joining a twerking dance crew.
He would just walk into the dressing rooms where underage girls were naked in a lot of cases to inspect the situation. The Rolling Stone article, Trump...
The Rolling Stone, the bastion of great journalism. I'm surprised they didn't use TMZ, but regardless.
Entered the...
And look, did he do it? Of course he probably did it. If I could walk around a girl's dressing room when they're 18 and they're half undressed, I probably would have done it too. Just saying. Right? As long as they're legal age, I don't care what they do in their spare time. Long as they're legal age. But guess what? Trump's not walking around the locker room with 11-year-olds. Trump's not putting up a film online about an 11-year-old joining a twerking dance crew who lifts up her top and shows her boobs. I don't think you actually get to see it from the front in the movie, thank God, because that probably would have pushed the line, but apparently you get to see it from the back. You get to see her lift up her top, apparently. Like I said, not watching the smut. But this is the stuff that Anna Custodian and Jank is defending.
The Miss Teen USA changing room where girls as young as 15 were in various states of undress.
Various states of undress. So we don't even know if they were naked. They're probably walking around in underwear or something. Guess what? You got to saw that on the stage. And guess what? They're not 11. They're 16, 17, 18.
Maria Ballado actually talked about this. She was Miss Teen Vermont in 1997, and she says, I remember...
Miss Teen Vermont in 1997. Right, let's find out how old she was. Let's just do a little bit of research here. Because young Turks would have done this, right? Maria Ballado. Miss Vermont. Miss Vermont Oh, she's actually really hot. Alright, sorry, got lost in the images. Right, so I can't find her birth date. So, Miss Vermont. $1997. So I know the winner for 97 was 18. Look, here's the list of the people. The gymnastics we have to do this, right? So here's the award winner. Here's all the ages of the people that have won the winners, right? Declared winners, ended up semi-finalists, blah, blah, blah. Right, 2020, Kerry Pepperling is 17. Anna Howitt is 16. Anna Dara, 17. 17, 16, 7, 16, 17, 15, which is probably a bit too young to be in the contest if you ask me. 17, 14, definitely too young to be in the contest. 17, 18, 17, 17, 17, 18, 16, 17, 15, still too young to be in the contest if you ask me. 18, 17, 19, 18, 18, 17, 18, 17, 16. Are we getting the idea here? The vast majority of these women are actually over the age of 16. Now, I'm trying to find... Vermont holds a record of 5 placements. So, guys, you ever want to go to a place that has a lot of hot women? Vermont. So that was the age of the women at the pageant. Here's an interesting thing. The allegations about Donald Trump and Miss Teen USA contestants. As a wave of allegations, inappropriate behavior towards females swept over the presidential campaign, which, by the way, Bill Clinton, meeting with the editorial board, one of the saying, I was reading on the way over here this morning about how Trump would walk into Miss Teen USA's dressing room, all these 15, 16-year-old completely naked. We just walk in on them. Now, I don't think they ever said they were completely naked. They said various states of undress. But anyway. You get away with that stuff. Right. The news story, we know what that is. Trump's words. Day before the statement, CNN reported on Howard Stern. The host, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'll tell you a funny thing. As I go backstage before a show and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. You know, no men are anywhere and I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting it, want to make sure everything is good. You know, the dresses, everyone, you know, the dresses. That makes it sound like they're actually closed. But anyway, is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? You see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that. But not like that. But no, I've been very good. Now, the Trump campaign has not responded to the accusations. And in summary, Trump's Kind says Trump would walk right in on naked Miss Teen USA. I believe there were various states of undress, but anyway. Fourth contestants in 1997 pageant told BuzzFeed that Trump walked in on them and other contestants while they were changing clothes and made no attempt to leave. 3 of them, however, were anonymously quoted. Yeah. Trump campaign has denied all the allegations, but has not proved evidence to back up its own claim. Okay. Given the situation, we're not rating Kind's statement on the Truthometer. So, Politico Fact can't even rate this because they don't know if it's true or not. You know, the left-wing group, by the way, can't even go through and let you know if it's true or not because it's a bit of a half of what is in one, 6 a dozen in the other. Who knows? But, yeah, let's keep going. So, by the way, just to recap, Politico Fact, can't tell you if it's true or not because there's no proof.
Putting on my dress really quick because I was like, oh my God, there's a man in here. Miss Arizona, Tasha Dixon, also said she experienced
that sounds like she was in her underwear, but you know, still.
Similar behavior by Trump when she was a contestant. He just came strolling right in. There was no second to put a robe on or any sort of clothing or anything. Some girls were topless, other girls were naked. Our first introduction to him was when we were at the dress rehearsal and half naked, changing into our bikinis. And by the way, Trump even confessed to this in 1997. Let's take a listen to that.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant and therefore I'm inspecting it.
Like, what are you?
Whoa. We just read his quote on Howard Stern. There seemed to be a little bit more of it than that, right? Do we need to bring the quote back up again, Anna? Because you seem to have just cut out a large portion of the statement. That's the whole statement from Trump there, right? Those 2 paragraphs. Therefore, I'm inspecting it, right? Fine, that's where you cut it. You know, the dresses, everyone is okay. You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? You're seeing these incredible young-looking women, and so getting away with that. So, but no, I've been very good. So there's another part of the quote that Anna is literally just left out. Great journalism, Anna. Way to go. Bastion of truth here. By the way, I like the fact that they're trying to conflate this with 11-year-olds. It's like claiming you slept with an 18-year-old or a 16-year-old, which is legal in Australia, but it's okay to sleep with an 11-year-old because you watched, you know, but hey, you walked in on a 16-year-old, so 11-year-old's just as fine. Is that the slippery slope that we're going to slide down now, Anna? Is that what you're claiming? Is this what the Young Turks is claiming? That seeing an 11-year-old twerking and sexualized on Netflix is okay because Donald Trump walked in to the Miss Teen pageant where the average women are anywhere between 16 to 18. Sorry, I didn't want to put a pause in there because people cut it. Is that what they're claiming now? Yeah, wow. We're done with this, guys. We're done with this video. Like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is the Young Turks. This is what the Young Turks has resorted to. Defending the establishment. Defending the cog in the machine. One cog sticking up for another cog. That's all it is. And Anna and Jank, you are now literally defending sexualizing children. Well done. Well done. Congratulations. I hope your news network, we'll call it that, I hope your news network is proud of you doing this. But anyway, To be honest, guys, if you want to cancel Netflix and you haven't already, be my guest. I don't care. I cancelled mine. Apparently they had my old credit card on file, and they were like, "Hey, your credit card's expired. Do you want to renew?" And I was like, "No freaking way. No way," because of what you're putting on your show. And I've watched a fair bit of Netflix lately, and it is nothing but propaganda. Left-wing propaganda. Everything is about climate change. Everything has to have climate change in it. Everything has to push an agenda. Women are best. Men are bad. Everything. Smart. It is literally just crap on TV. It is Netflix pushing an ideological point of view. And to me, I didn't want to be a part of that. So I just didn't renew it. And when The Witcher comes out, hopefully it'll be on Amazon or something. I find Amazon a lot better anyway. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If you like these sort of video responses more than the usual, let me know. We can go through and we can do this or a semi-common, sort of semi-regular thing. Apart from that, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack that like button. There's no way this video is going to be monetized, so it's going to be buried. It's going to be submitted under an avalanche of false claims, probably by young Turks, because it's not transformative, or whatever it may be. So yeah, there's no way people are going to see this video unless they're already subscribed. So feel free to share. Post it on Parlay, post it on Gab, and all these sort of places, and help get the word out there, because I've been hit so hard by the demonetization / censorship bug. It is absolutely ridiculous. Apart from that, guys, have a great night, enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.